She told me that Kisoro was currently riddled with so many phases of insecurity with different groups of people. And she told me that you might be a retired major of the army, but I would like to persuade you not to delve into issues of security for this ceremony. And she told me that I should restrict myself to issues of the International Women's Day, which had taken us there. And she asserted that that will be for the good of all the groups in Kisoro. And that will go in tandem with all the interests of the people of Kisoro, including the neighbors, the neighboring countries. I felt that that was an extra care, because she did not want me to speak maybe something that was accurate, but maybe which would not go well with the members of the community. So Sarah acted as a true sister. When we finished the International Women's Day, Right Honorable Speaker, that day, the Honorable Kamara came to Honorable Sarah Mateke, requesting her that he wants the Minister of Education to visit the Kisoro Teacher Training Institution, because for him, he's passionate about teachers. I know that it was a bit late. The Honorable Sarah Mateke looked at my face, I looked at her face, and we smiled at each other. And the Honorable Sarah Mateke said, let's also honor the boy child. Let's go as per his wish. So we went to Kisoro Teacher Training Institution. The Honorable Sarah Mateke was working very well with all the leaders in Kisoro. That was just one manifestation. And since then, I think she had her constant character. Because recently, when I went again to represent His Excellency the President in the enthronement and the consecration of the Bishop of Kisoro, Sarah again spoke to me about the needs of all the leaders of Kisoro and all the people of Kisoro. And a few leaders who spoke appreciated her and her family, especially on uniting the politicians of Kisoro. I want to thank her for the endeavor that she put in order to have unity in Kisoro. The bishop himself made a comment about her on the affirmative, in line with uniting the people she was leading in the district, meanwhile working very smoothly with all the leaders at different levels in Kisoro. So that was Sarah, the unifier. Sarah, the caring sister. Right Honorable Speaker, in cabinet, all ministers speak wisdom, and all ministers speak a lot of sense in light with their sectors. But I would like, Right Honorable Speaker, to again thank Sarah for a special way in which she has always conducted herself in cabinet. Sarah has always been disciplined. She's the kind of minister that sends you a text when she's bound to be late, even for a few minutes. She's a kind of minister who would always speak when the occasion demands. And she's a kind of minister who had always shared with the female ministers very freely. I want to thank her for having given us her time as a female minister. She would always pick something that she would like to correct, but in a very sensible way, in a way that does not offend the person that she's correcting. She was very passionate about education, especially on skilling the children, the youth. It is not only when she was in Minister of Youth and Children that she developed that attitude. Right Honorable Speaker, I'm here to bear testimony that while I was a Minister of Education, Honorable Sarah Mateke again visited me in the office, expressing to me a concern on how the Department of Technical Education had delayed to give her and her team an interim letter of authority to begin, at that time, a technical institution, which in her view, she had desired to grow into a university. I recall having a very intelligent commissioner at that time called Madam Namuli, who I invited when Sarah was still in the office, and who actually demonstrated the fact that she was still willing to continue delaying the establishment of the institute. And I asked the commissioner that does she know that maybe there are some development partners that would like to support the institute, but they would like evidence that government also believes that the institute is in line with the policy. And I told the commissioner to stop delaying the establishment of the institute just because of failing to append her tiny signature. When I said that word tiny, that commissioner laughed and she said, Honorable Minister, tomorrow I'm signing the letter of interim authority for her to start. And from that time, Right Honorable Speaker, the Honorable Sarah Mateke with her team started in a small way their technical institution, which has now grown into the Metropolitan International University. Honorable members of Parliament, honorable ministers, when you sit in these offices, we have been given authority to handle. In light of that example, try not to delay the work, either of private or of government. Even if you are to use an undesirable word like a tiny signature, I don't think that's an abuse. Right Honorable Speaker, Honorable Sarah Mateke did not forget about me. Like she did to many of you, she offered scholarships, half scholarships, to children who are exceptionally gifted academically, but socially disadvantaged. She gave me 20 scholarships, but half scholarships. But I called her and said, you know the constituency which I come from, why don't you give me 10 full scholarships instead of giving me 20 half scholarships? Right Honorable Speaker, she obliged. She gave me 10 full scholarships. I know you also give me scholarships. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker.
I was wondering whether she was not appreciating me when I'm still alive.
Madam Speaker gives me scholarships every year. Those children who go to S1 and children who go to S5. That is a kind of sharing that we should continue holding in very high regard in the few days that God has given us in this world. I would like to call upon the managers of that university, now Metropolitan International University, to ensure that they keep that university strong, and we have their support. They have our support. And I call upon all of us to support them in whichever area they need the support. I know that Sarah was pursuing the charter for the university. That is an area where I call upon the Minister of Education to expeditiously handle, so that her legacy lives forever.
Thank you.
She was finally, Madam Speaker, I know many people have not spoken. Sarah was very interested in the welfare of the people. And she knew that in Kisoro, many people grow Irish potatoes. She had always requested government to establish an Irish potato factory to add value to Irish potatoes in Kisoro. The Irish potato factory, according to the Ministry of Finance, my son Mateke, and Ministry of Trade, has taken some trend in terms of resource mobilization, but also research. So I would like also to call upon the Ministry of Trade, Ministry of Finance, and the Ministry of Investment, Anite, to fast track the issue of that sweet Irish potato factory for Kisoro to add value to the Irish potatoes, so that her legacy lives forever.
Thank you.
Madam Speaker, we are visionaries. Our visionary association is business. Apart from being members of parliament, we also do some business. Some people grow oranges, some people keep fish, some people, Honorable Cooper, I think, does sweet potatoes. But we had our visionary association, Madam Speaker, where the Right Honorable Sarah Mateke was one of the founders, very strong, family. And our association is now growing from strength to strength. I invite all of us to join the association.
Thank you. Thank you.
And Honorable Sarah Mateke has left a son. That is now our son. We shall all undertake to continue to take care of you. Don't worry. And our association even accommodates the siblings, the sons, the children of the person. So we'll discuss with the family and see how Sarah will continue to be a member of our visionary association.
Thank you.
May the soul of Honorable Sarah rest in eternal peace.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Vice President, for that assurance and for that encouragement. So the addition to amendment to the motion, one is urging government to have a validation on the Irish potatoes. That is from the Vice President. And then those in favor say the contrary. The ayes have it. And then the other one of completion of the projects that Sarah had started. Prime Minister, this completion of the 3 projects that had started and were ongoing in memory of Sarah. That is an addition to your motion. We are urging you to make a follow-up and make sure that those projects are completed. The House, is that okay? Those in favor say on the contrary, nay? The ayes have it. Honorable members, I want you to bear with me. The team from Kisoro he wants to go to Kisoro now. Kigeze. And there is a vehicle waiting for them out to go to the ground. We'll start with the Honorable Kamara. Honorable Kamara. Honorable Minister, I will give you, I have a reason why I want Kamara to go.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
Members, 2 minutes.
My colleagues, members of Parliament, Kisoro is shocked, is paralyzed because of the loss of our sister, and a sudden death we didn't expect at this time. Honorable members, at times I used to call Sarah, and I would say, Honorable Sarah, now this is a matter that requires cabinet, and I don't sit in a cabinet. Now on this one, what do we do? He would tell me I will go and represent you in a cabinet since this is a serious matter. Now, I think I will be running to my brother Obosmana, Obos. This is a serious matter. Because, for example, at one time I asked her, now we have a problem
Honorable Zirimana,
now I told her, this time we have a problem with our neighbors. For us who do cross-border trade, now how shall we go to Congo? He said,
Honorable Carol Okrut, before you leave, I would love to, just a minute, Honorable Zirimana. I want to introduce Honorable Akol Rose Okolo, Honorable Okrut, Carol Okrut. You're most welcome. Honorable Musamali Paul Yala, you're most welcome. Honorable Kadogo Veronica, you're most welcome. Honorable Kawa, High Excellency Tofista, the Ambassador of Japan, Tofas, you're welcome. Ajat Farida Kimboa, you're most welcome. National Chairperson for Women's Council. Honorable Stephen Tashovia, the Commissioner in Electoral Commission, you're most welcome. Honorable Kelo Anthony, Commissioner, Electoral Commission, you're most welcome. Honorable Dr. Sylvia Tumuhaire, Deputy ED, National Water, you're welcome. Honorable Tubitra Grace, Member of Public Service Commission, you're most welcome. Honorable Fred Omach, you're welcome. Honorable John Etakat Emily, you're welcome. Honorable Princess Rabakomba Masiko, most welcome. Honorable Achayo Christine Chinya, you're welcome. Honorable Christine Amongin Aporo, most welcome. Honorable Atiku Bernard, you're welcome. Honorable Sarah Kataike, you're welcome. Honorable Agnes Nabirie, welcome. Honorable Caroline Amal Okao, you're welcome. Honorable Bua Ogwal, welcome. Honorable Tete Chelengat, welcome. Honorable Lanyero Sara, welcome. Honorable Nakato Chabangu, you're welcome. Honorable Kao Caroline, still Kao Caroline, welcome. That is the solidarity of the 9th Parliament. How I wish the 11th Parliament could have that solidarity. I am proud of the 9th Parliament. Honorable Seninde, you're most welcome. Thank you. Whoever I would not mention, I will be receiving Yes, Honorable.
Thank you.
Honorable Harriet Intabazi. Honorable Grace Ching. Honorable Nalubega. Honorable Nalubega. Honorable Grace Kirumira. Namara. Thank you. Jacqueline Amongin, Honorable Jacqueline Amongin. Honorable Tuhaire. Jacqueline. We'll be announcing more as they come. Please, can you finish, Honorable?
Yeah, thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. As when I consulted her, I said, now, how do we access our market? Since now we have problems with the Congo. The only answer she gave me, she said that this one is an international matter. We shall see how to handle it because people of Kisoro are suffering because of the market. Now, her contributions were very many to people of Kisoro. But without going in details, I have been arguing about to fight with my sister, Honorable Nabanja, the Prime Minister, because at one time we fought in Kisoro during my brother's by-election, Honorable Kwizera. Now when she brought to her chopper and said to me, I'm going to fly you away to Kampala. I said I will not go. Therefore, when my sister Sarah passed on, this one brought a lot of confusion. My brothers and sisters, for people who have never seen a by-election, you are just lucky. This is a situation where people can go on standstill, no more development, and this is a problem of the whole district. Now, this time, not a constituency. Where the district can go on confusion, the 2-3 months, Manya after, excuse me, after that, a by-election.
Honorable members, listen to Honorable Zirimana.
Madam Speaker, I thank you for the protection.
Yes.
Then a by-election, prime. Someone called me. I started thinking my phone, I called my colleagues leaders. I said, can Kisoro now be peaceful? A person who is talking here is the chairman MPs Kisoro, chairman Kisoro District Leaders Forum, patron UNATU, patron Kisoro District Council, patron urban leaders, patron Border Association, and patron Tax Operators Association, and patron local leaders chairpersons LC3s. I consulted all of them. We said Kisoro for Banyakisoro and Banyakisoro with Kisoro Tihati. We must go, sit down, find at least a person that must replace Sarah, not causing any confusion again in Kisoro district. I am not the only leader in Kisoro. Tomorrow, the district council with all leaders like the northerners, people from northern Uganda do it, must sit. We look for a person without causing tension in the development of Kisoro district. Honorable member, honorable members, I'm saying this having consulted. And we shall at least find a way how we should continue with the project. Right, Honorable Speaker, I want to request the Prime Minister. The road, the bridge that is being mentioned is in my constituency. The health center, Buhoze Health Center 3, is in my constituency of Fumbira North. Where now I have decided to put in my money to look for a diversion of another small road that is not even helping us. I request you look for an emergency money. We see how we can help these people, mostly the delivering mothers. Tell me, a health center 3 that cannot now do any referral to major hospitals like Mutorere and Kisoro Hospital. This is an emergency. So when I come to your office, you just keep all doors open so that we can conclude this project.
Thank you.
So, Madam Speaker, I have no much to say.
Thank you.
But here I request for those ones who are on TVs, people of Kisoro, please allow us so that Kisoro is not it doesn't go into another confusion. Again, let us see how we can protect Kisoro and we move into development.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Honorable
much. Right, Honorable Speaker.
I'm going to give you, they want to go away. Yes, Quisera.
Right, Honorable Speaker, colleagues, the bereaved family.
2 minutes.
The Right Honorable Speaker for everything you did for the people of Kisoro when we lost our daughter. Honorable members, politics is about perception and recruitment of support. And in our politics, a member of parliament is elected for 5 years. But it's unfortunate that when someone has died, you don't hand over. But it is the feeling of the Wafumbira and the Kisoro community that this flag does not leave the Mateke family. And the one lady who has been living in the UK, they have convinced her that let you be there for about this year. For those who want to contest, let them come to 2016 to avoid this confusion. The Honorable Mateke was saying, Honorable Kamara was saying. So this one gives confidence and the stability in the district.
Thank you.
know Honorable Sarah was a stabilizer and was a unifier. But in the event that now, in each and every activity, honorable members, you should be the winners or runners. So this one should be teaching us how members of parliament, how the communities should. So, yes. Honorable Speaker,
thank you.
I thank you very much.
Thank you.
And we appreciate the support of all of the members. May God rest her eternal peace.
Thank you. Thank you. Honorable members, I request that we be brief. We have the president wants to pay his last respect at 5 sharp. So let's spend at least a minute. Henry, Daudi, gender, energy. Naume and the gang, I'm coming to you.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, on behalf of the people of Rwanda, on behalf of the people of Chigezi.
Honorable members, please, when you leave here, after the body has left, we shall get the address from the president under the tent. A Christian, Boykin. A Christian, sit. Isechi.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, on behalf of the people of Rwanda, where I come from, on behalf of the people of Chigezi, and on behalf of Honorable Mateke Kasaija, my senior minister, I wish to extend my sincere condolences to the Mateke family, to you, and the entire people of Uganda, including His Excellency the President, for the loss of our sister, Honorable Sarah Mateke. Madam Speaker, I was in the 9th Parliament, and that is where Sarah and I met, and I got an opportunity in 2013 to train with Sarah on the leadership course in China for 26 days. Together with the Right Honorable Prime Minister Robin Anabanja, who was Sarah's roommate in China. Madam Speaker, I discovered good attributes about Sarah in the 26 days we spent together, but namely, Sarah was a unifier, and Sarah would easily let go. She would concede for some of the difficult people like us to win. And she would concede for the sake of unity of all the people around her. Madam Speaker, on Saturday last week, I traveled from Mombasa through Kigali to Kisoro. Sarah actually called me. I was on my way. She called me and told me, I am waiting for you in Kisoro. We were going to attend a party of the cow of Rwanda. I found Sarah waiting to receive me. It was the first time I went to Kisoro and was received by a receiving line led by the minister. Sarah sat with us, we had the party, and we went ahead to have an after party till late. We had a good time. Sarah told me that next time you come here, we should arrange I take you home, because I don't want something to happen and then you come asking where is Sarah's home. Madam Speaker, little did I know that Sarah was saying farewell to me and the people I had that evening. We want to first of all, thank God for the gift of life we gave to Sarah. And we want to thank Sarah for the good she was able to do while on earth. Madam Speaker, today in the church at All Saints, His Grace Stephen Kazimba said we live a borrowed life. When I was the one who informed Diana that Sarah, I had got sad news of Sarah's passing, and Diana informed Esther and Esther called you, I was still guessing, but after 20 minutes, this person sent another message again and said, don't bother checking everywhere, anywhere it is true, count your friend dead. It was really shocking, and what came into my mind, actually, for the information of our colleagues here, Sarah and I are on that road every weekend. Madam Speaker, you are my friend, you know. I always met Sarah on the road, and what came into my mind was that maybe if she was not sacrificing a lot for the people of Kisoro, maybe she would have managed the situation. Sarah has died on duty. She committed all her life to serve the people of Kisoro and Chigezi. We shall deeply miss her, but life will go on. I pray that the people of Chisoro find wisdom to maintain the stability of the politics of Chisoro, and in that way, they will have protected and defended the legacy of Sarah. May her soul rest in eternal peace.
Thank you, Daudi. Honorable Monge, Honorable Roth.
To Omtwale Philemon Mateke, who's watching us on TV, to Justice Garabushi, sisters and brothers of Sarah, accept my condolences, the condolences of people of Ndogwa County West, Kabale District, and Chigezi. Madam Speaker, if I make a comment on our sister, I just want to say that we are very grateful for what you did on Saturday. I saw you in Mengo Hospital. I saw you in Sanje, and we are truly grateful for the contribution and the comfort you gave us. Sarah now belongs to ages, but we the living shall miss her greatly in many ways. We gather here to celebrate an extraordinary woman, a patriot who embodied so much that our country needs: unity, humanity, and hard work. Sarah was born, as you have been told, from a privileged, we could say, home of Mzee Mateke. But she could have decided to be a proud girl. She chose to be a humble and lived a humble life. She followed in the footsteps of her father to promote unity of the people of Chisoro and supported unity of the country. She worked long and hard for the development of our country, and at her heart, she was very, very much interested in the tourism lords of the Chigezi region, and I'm sure that this government, as the Vice President and the Prime Minister have committed, will continue to work on them and see that they get. Madam Speaker, we can honor Sarah by recognizing those things that she thought were bigger than party, than ambition, and money and fame. Principles of truth, principles of love, and humanity. At the best, Sarah shared what this means to us. We shall deeply remain in her debt.
Thank you.
Bye-bye, Sarah.
Thank you, Honorable Monge. Honorable members, kindly you'll bear with me. The President's vehicles are packed out. Yes, a minute.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, Honorable Sarah was appointed together with me and 5 other ministers.
Even on a tribute, you want to stand up to say, gee. First, hold on.
In June 2021, we were appointed 6 ministers in the Ministry of Gender, Labor and Social Development, where Sarah was appointed as Minister of State for Youth and Children Affairs. When we took over office, Sarah, in the docket of Youth and Children Affairs, the following week got a huge number of people who had come to see the minister. At the time, Honorable, the former minister, had a where she would see people every Tuesday and Thursdays. Honorable Sarah came to me and said, for me, I'm one minister alone. If I start seeing these people as a minister, how will people from West Nile, how will people from Kisoro, how will people from Kapchorwa access me as a minister? Sarah then brought a proposal and said instead she's going to be touring all the children's remand homes, all the children's homes, and meet with all the probation officers and decentralize the work for the probation officers. Indeed, Sarah toured almost all
the remand homes, the children's home, and every weekend Sarah would be either in Kisoro or touring. Sarah built institution, preferred to build institution than to do work as a minister at the center. On street children, Sarah struggled on feeding the street children and got a budget from Ministry of Finance. Unfortunately, the budget was not released. Sarah worked so hard to ensure during COVID that most of the issues around teenage pregnancies were brought to cabinet, and indeed when it was taken to cabinet, a policy was adopted that all pregnant girls should be allowed to sit their exam. And many of them excelled, and they are now studying. Madam Speaker, I cannot speak much, but Sarah was a team player. Sarah did everything. She was in charge of our Commonwealth and many other programs in the Ministry of Gender. She worked with the Youth Council, but she did not only work as a minister for youth and children. Many times when I was not there, you can attest that Sarah would be the one answering questions on labor issues when the late died. Sarah would be the one answering questions of women. I want to appeal to Sarah, my sister, because she usually told we are sisters, and reminded me that she carried the name of Mateke with dignity, and that the name Mateke is closely associated with me, and she called me my sister. My sister, may your soul rest in peace.
Thank you so much. Honorable Ruth.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, I associate myself with the people who have talked about our sister. I am standing here to represent her because she cannot speak at this time. Right Honorable Speaker and colleagues, on the 6th of September, Honorable Sarah wrote a letter which she signed herself. Because I know her passion, I offered to read it to the House at this moment. The letter is written on a headed paper of Nyakabingo Church of Uganda, Mohabura Diocese, Gisorora Archdeaconry. It's an invitation to a fundraising dinner. Greetings from Nyakabango Church of Uganda, Mohabura Diocese. We are delighted to inform you that the construction of the Nyakabingo Church of Uganda, which will accommodate 2,500 Christians, is in the advanced stages, only flooring and little finishes and furnishing remaining. And the committee and to complete this noble project, we need approximately 600 million shillings. To that effect, an organizing committee coordinated by Honorable Sarah Mateke and Dr. Engineer Mutikanga Harrison has been established to drive this fundraising. Accordingly, you are invited for a fundraising which will take place on Friday, 27th September 2024 at 4:30 p.m. at Protea Hotel, Kampala. And each dinner ticket costs 300,000 shillings. The program for the day will, among others, include the auction. You are there, many people to come and do God's work. The Minister of Energy and Mineral Development, Honorable Dr. Kanoni Ruth Nankabirwa Sentamu, will be the chief guest
for the event, and she included details of the bank accounts. I'm standing here to request, Right Honorable Speaker, that since we are mourning Sarah, who is not here, and many people have talked about her passion to serve God, that you take on this function and preside over. I'll be there, but I think because of what you've heard, many people talking about Sarah, I beg to move that you take over this function on 27th, and many of us go there and see to it that we complete this church, because she's after signing this letter on the 6th of this very month. May her soul rest in eternal peace.
Thank you so much. The friends of Sarah, please join in constructing the Lord's house on that day, and we will do that. Honorable Robina, Honorable Naomi, the bedmate.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. On behalf of the people of Gomba West and on my own behalf, allow me to support the
UPC, I will give you, I know Mateke was UPC, please.
Allow me to support the motion by the Right Honorable Prime Minister, and for us to pay tribute to Honorable Sarah Mateke Nyirabashitsi, Minister of State for Defense and Veteran Affairs. Madam Speaker, permit me to thank you so much for coming up to assist members of Parliament at their times of need, even when they no longer can talk. Thank you so much for going to Mengo and to Mulago, and later on to the Ministry of Defense, where I joined you together with Honorable Oboth and the staff of the Ministry of Defense to sit in and come up with the program and other things regarding Honorable Sarah. I saw the emotion that you went through, the motions that you went through, and I want to thank you so much for being there for us. I sympathize deeply with the President of the Republic of Uganda, the NRM party, the people of Chisoro, but most of all, her family, in particular her dear son Isaac, and to Mosei, Philemon, Mateke, we say sorry. Sarah helped the people of Gomba West by giving us those bursaries, and many of my people are in that university, for which they have asked me to say thank you to her. And I can't forget this. May God rest her soul in eternal peace.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. On behalf of Rushenyi constituency, and on behalf of my family and on my own behalf, I wish to extend my sincere condolences to the Mateke bigger family for the loss of this dear sister of mine. Honorable Sarah Mateke became a friend, and he turned to be a sister, and that was because of Mzee Mateke, Philemon. Mzee Mateke used to take me as a child of his, and it's because of my late father, whom they worked closely under the UPC. I always called him my president, just because back home our people used to be together. So when Sarah came in the 9th Parliament, she became my real sister. We shared a lot. I think even when we lost the 9th Parliament, we sat together one day and decided that we go back as independent. But after some time, the Honorable Rugunda group came and said that, why don't you leave? And maybe. So Sarah called me, said, there's a group which has come here. And I said, what do we do? So he said, you know, if they have been set by His Excellency, If we continue, we might have problems. So we took the decision, but we were promised
Thank you.
till we
Esther,
Madam Speaker.
you have not finished.
Madam, give me a few minutes. Just I wanted to describe Sarah as a good entrepreneur, a visionary leader, and simple but assertive in character, and a visionary because Sarah and I sat and said that we must remain together as Nines Parliament, especially women, and we sold it to other women. That's why you see Nines Parliament is still strong, and we work together and help each other. She's the person behind it. Honorable Speaker, Sarah was passionate on children, and she had a budget of 20 million for the children. She wanted the government to add on the budget so that the street children can be taken back. May we also think about that, so that to remember her, and think about this budget, increase it to at least set away these children as her dream. You called her my bedmate. Yes, true. We met we went together to China for those days with demonstrations and.
Thank you. UPC, just a minute.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. On behalf of the Uganda People's Congress and on my own behalf, I would like to convey our sincere condolences to the family of Philemon Mateke. And I would like to say that Sarah embodied her heritage well. She carried herself well. She took the integrity and the dignity of the political heritage from Philemon Mateke, and also the commitment to education from her mother. And both of those she excelled and carried it out perfectly. That there's nothing much more anyone can say on the way Sarah lived her life. So on my own behalf, I convey my sincere condolences, and it's unfortunate we have lost a dear sister far too soon. Sarah, rest in eternal peace.
Thank you, Esther. Honorable members, kindly bear with me.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, I want to thank you so much for giving me an opportunity, and I want to second the motion that was moved here by the Right Honourable Prime Minister and all my colleagues here on the floor of Parliament. Colleagues, Sarah used to tell me of late that I'm going to surprise you. And indeed, on Saturday morning, she surprised me. Diana called me. I was in Kidepo. We had a national function, Karamoja function, cultural function in Karamoja. And Diana called me, screaming at the background. So when I said, "What's the problem, Diana?" She said, "Have you heard? Mr. Zizi told me." And once the minister tells a fellow minister something, there's no way you can doubt it. I called the bodyguard. She's still in the ICU, not yet confirmed. Fortunately, Right Honourable, I want to thank you. I called you, you were still in bed, and I thank you for taking up my phones at any time, because I called you when there's an important issue. You jumped out of your bed. A Speaker of Parliament jumped out of your bed at that time, drove yourself to Mengo. Some other people would want fast security to be around the hospital, but you did it because you love us. And you confirmed to me that she was normal. Sarah, Madam Speaker, we are here paying tribute to her. I kept asking myself and my friends from the day she passed on, does she know that she's dead? and I don't know whether she does. Was a lady of integrity. Sarah was a lady of dignity, class, God-fearing, very respectful. Sarah kept thinking about telling me about her father. I fear this because of my father. I must do this to keep the legacy of my father. I have to be this person because of my father. And I carefully choose friends in my life, because you must have the quality of a friend that I want to be. And Sarah was one of them. Imagine a person from Karamoja having someone from Kisoro as a friend. That means I picked her with a certain quality of a lady. Every time Sarah would see some, she would tell me, Esther, are we in the same government? Whether it's on corruption or some people have eaten some money, me and her are broke, and she's like, are we in the same place? The people of Kisoro, I'm sure you're watching. Sarah was very dedicated to you. Sarah loved her constituency. I one time was very concerned, and I told her, Sarah, when we were in Changpanzi, Right Honorable, I told her, Sarah, your legs are swollen. She told me, Esther, I'm over traveling. You know, I have tested failing as a member of parliament. For you have not tested. And I don't want to fail again. I'll make sure I'm there every weekend to serve the people of Kisoro. Sarah used to go on flight every Saturday morning to Kisoro and come back on Monday morning, Your Excellency, join cabinet. That means she has to wake up early morning from Kisoro to come and join cabinet. Very committed. Nobody in this entire parliament does that.
Thank you. Thank you.
You get your own money. You pay a flight every weekend to go for your people.
Thank you.
Right Honorable Speaker, I just want to say one thing. Right Honorable Speaker, I know that when I was in the Ministry of Disaster, I visited our constituency on two occasions, many occasions. One, on issues of disasters. Two, on issues of refugees. And this was really a pain to her. Sarah is happy with the following people. Sarah is happy with the following people. The Right Honorable Nankabira. She told me before she died, can you imagine I called her and she told me, yes, I'll come for your function. Just like that. She's happy with you. She's happy with His Excellency for having appointed her. She's happy with you, both of both. You made her happy, and she loved working with you. She respected you because of the respect you showed her. And she loved everyone in this parliament. Thank you.
Thank you. Diana, you want to speak? 1 minute, Diana, and then Honorable Jim. The rest of members, tomorrow we have a session. The body will be in the constituency in the morning. We'll speak. We have a contribution from Parliamentary Circle of 1 million shillings. I've received a letter. Yes, Diana, 1 minute.
Right Honorable Speaker. You cannot speak after Esther has spoken because it was really emotional. But I want to thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. You have been with us. I actually asked Honorable Esther, how are we going to manage? But I want to thank you for being selfless. Like, being so selfless. You stood with us, and we are going to be able to send off Sarah. I want to stand here before you to honor the life of Sarah. The passing was unexpected, untimely, and it was amidst grief, but we want to celebrate the remarkable life she lived.
Switch on.
Of leadership, truly chosen by God. She led her constituency with unwavering dignity and commitment. I don't want to waste your time, but I knew Sarah in Chankwanzi in 2021, and I kept teasing her how everyone admired her father, Mr. Philemon Mateke. We had two things in common. Sarah shared her father's last name, even when she was married, and I also shared my father's name, even when we were married. I always told her we have to make our fathers proud.
Members, allow me cut you short. Sorry about that. Can close and Museums come.
Because of time, I want to thank the Parliament and everyone for loving Sarah. Rest in peace, Sarah.
Thank you so much, honorable members. Uncle Jim, you want to say something? Just to greet the people?
Yeah, thank you
and
very
I want
much.
to recognize Honorable Dombo there, Honorable Siranda, Honorable Semwanga Samuel, Honorable Mwevesa Sarah Wenene, Hajat Madina, Jacqueline from NRM, and then Honorable Semera.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. I apologize. I was in another function of late General Aronda, but I come from Kigezi, as members may know, and Kigezi is part, Kisoro is. I want to talk about one thing, about late Honorable Sarah Mateke. Unity. She was a unifier. She was a unifier, and politics of Kigezi, as you know, sometimes suffers from politics of identity, and she was not part of it. So we are going to miss her. We bring condolences from Rujumbura, from Rukunjiri, to Honorable Dr. Mateke, her father, whom she emulated, and to you and to His Excellency the President. May her soul rest in eternal peace.
Thank you. I now put a question that Parliament pays a glowing tribute to the late Honorable Sarah Mateke, former District Woman Member of Parliament of Kisoro and the Minister of State for Defense, with amendments on the prayers. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
May we rise for the anthems. Please remain standing as the casket is wheeled out. Please resume your seats.
Honorable members, thank you so much for coming to see off our sister who will join His Excellency in the tent. I now adjourn the House to 17th September.